As I left Illinois in 1861, 31 years after entering it, I left a state which was now the nation's fourth largest in terms of population, full of energy and promise, and a microcosm of the whole entire nation. When we were this mix of northerners and southerners, we talked about, native-born and immigrants, rich and poor, liberal and conservative, urban and rural. Now, these groups clashed at times over the years, but also learned how to live and work together and to further the interest of all. And I had grown tremendously too, to become known throughout the country as the president-elect of a nation in crisis, on the verge of disunion, perhaps even civil war. The leader who would need to try to keep a divided nation together, yet without abandoning my principles. I believe that my 31 years here at Illinois prepared me for the task ahead. My first job in 1831 when I left Springfield, excuse me, I'm giving myself away there, aren't I? When I left Decatur, headed down the Sangamon River. Now, I was hired by a fellow named Denton Offutt. He was a fellow over near Springfield. He hired me, along with my stepbrother and my cousin, to take a flatboat down the Sangamon River, down the Illinois River, down to, all the way to New Orleans, down the Mississippi. Well, we had a little bit of trouble right at the start there. See, the boat, Sangamon River, is not very big, is it? And the boat, well, it got hung up at a mill dam right next to a little village there. And, well, the boat started taking on water. We didn't know what to do. So, quick thinking, I said, well, this is what we'll do. We'll unload the boat. We did that and had a little help from the citizens of that village there. And then we drilled a hole in the front of the boat, let the water drain out, and we got the boat over the mill dam, and we plugged up the hole, and we put the cargo back on the boat. And the residents of that village were impressed by our ingenuity. And Denton Offutt later, he said, well, I think this would be a good place to set up a little store. And I want you, Abe Lincoln, to be my clerk in that store. Yeah, the village had the name of a New Salem, it was called. That's how I ended up in New Salem, Illinois. Quite by accident, you see. I'd spend the next 6 years of my life there in New Salem. Worked for a while in Offutt's store there. Now, Denton Offutt, he started bragging on me. He said to the other boys in town, he said, my new clerk Lincoln, why, he's a pretty strong fellow. He can beat any of you guys. Wrestling, you understand? You still do wrestling today? Wrestling? You know what wrestling, don't you? Oh, we call it wrestling, maybe. Yeah. I was a mighty fine wrestler, but Denton Offutt's bragging on me, which means, well, Jack Armstrong came into town. He's from the Clary's Grove, west of town. Toughest man in town. He said, I'll take him on. What could I do? Well, I had to wrestle Jack Armstrong. And the two of us, we went at it. We were pretty even, you see? And then some of his friends joined in. Now, that wasn't quite fair, was it? But I'd held my own with Jack Armstrong. And so he accepted me into the community. He said, this fellow's not such a bad fellow. And so I was accepted into the whole community because of that. Let's see now. I had all sorts of odd different jobs. I worked there in New Salem. Well, there was a Offutt store eventually closed. And later I was postmaster in New Salem. That was a wonderful job for me. I could read the paper before they got picked up, see what's going on in this great country of ours. Later, I bought a store myself, along with my friend William Berry. We operated the store, Lincoln and Berry. Turns out we weren't such good businessmen. Lost money, had to close down that store. And then my friend Berry died, and I was left with all his debt. Why, I owed over $1,000 to other people at that point in time. No way to pay it off, but I said, I'll pay this money back if it takes me 10 years or more. People gave me a nickname because of that. You know what they started calling me then? Honest Abe. They said, he's an honest man. He's going to pay back his debts. It's good to be honest, right? Those are also the years we had a little something called the Black Hawk War. I volunteered for that. Didn't have a job at the moment. 3 months I served in the Black Hawk War. Chased Black Hawk from this side of the Mississippi River back on the other side, right? I joked about it later. I said, we saw a mighty bloody battle with the mosquitoes. Let's see, those are also the years I began studying. I had this crazy idea. You know, growing up there in Kentucky and Indiana, I only had about 1 year of school my whole life. But I said, well, I should really like to become a lawyer. How does somebody with just 1 year of school become a lawyer? Well, I got all the books I needed and began to study them. Blackstone's commentaries, Greenleaf's evidence, Chitty's pleadings, all those law books I needed to study. and studied them over a few years and eventually passed the examination. Became a practicing attorney at law. Another idea I had, I said, I should like to be a politician too. I have some great ideas. I said, well, there's many more things I could tell you about, but I do want to leave some time for some questions. And so we have some time now. And I must say, however, I can only answer questions from my own time period. No questions about your current politics. I can't answer those either. So.
Now, were you really that coordinated, or was that an accident?
No, he's got tons of president shirts. Like, so we're like, let's wear your Lincoln one today.